What up everyone, Edgar with All One Solar Shine. So today I actually want to do a special video. I call it special because it's actually one of you that follow me, that support me. Thank you, I appreciate it. Actually dropped a comment and said that you wanted to see a detailed, thorough video of the whole setup that I have, right? Just exactly how it works, how it's set up. It either could be because maybe you want to build your own. It could be just because in my previous video, which may have been like my first one, maybe I just didn't go in detail enough, so I apologize. But by all means, I appreciate and thank you for dropping that comment and asking for this video. So like as always, if you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments. If you want to see something, drop in the comments. I definitely read the comments. I want to help you out. This is for you. Like I've said before, these videos aren't for me. I don't sit back and watch them all day. I want you to watch them, okay? So I'm gonna take you inside the van. I'm gonna show you guys just what it looks like in this van, and I'll also take you in the new van and show you guys what it looks like in that one as well. So from the first video that I took, I actually had much smaller DI tanks, okay? These DI tanks are rented tanks. As you can see here, raised, if you make sure you can see that, from Veolia, okay? Veolia is in San Jose, and for those of you that don't know, they actually were called Suez before. So if you Google Veolia or if you Google Suez, it's gonna be the same company, okay? Did change their name. I don't know if Veolia bought them out, whatever the whole thing maybe. But these tanks now are what's called a 3.6 size tank, okay? 3.6 just meaning it's gonna be a lot bigger, it's gonna be a lot heavier. These bad boys right here, when filled with water, they're about 300 pounds each. So I have 600 pounds right here, you know, of weight for these two tanks. The reason why I went this size now is because I was switching out the other one just too soon, okay, too quick. And then with the schools that I've been doing, like you guys have seen in my other videos, the DI was not lasting. With this size and with having two, my DI definitely lasts a lot longer. I have about maybe 4 to sometimes 6 weeks of just, you know, DI water, and then I'll go out and swap them out. So when it's rented out, every place is going to be different, whether it's Veolia, whether it's there's also Pure Tech Water Industries as well. They're also local here and they're in San Jose. And whatever other water filtration company is in your area, just reach out to them, ask them about these DI tanks and what their rental charge is, okay? They're going to be paying a monthly rental just for having the tanks here with you, and then you're also going to be paying a swap price. Every time that this is empty and I have no more DI and I have to go and get new DI tanks, I'm now paying a fee for that swap. Okay, so just keep in mind you're paying a rental fee and you're paying a swap fee. All right, so with these tanks, I'm specifically gonna be talking about these tanks because it's what I have, but DI tanks are relatively all the same. You have an inlet and you have an outlet, okay? If raised, I don't know if you guys can, if you can see that it says in right there, and then one says out. Okay, you want to make sure you're paying attention to that. You do not want to be mixing it and putting the hose on the out and then, you know, vice versa. You guys can see here I have my gray hose. This gray hose is actually what feeds to the water spigot, okay, to the house, to the client's home. It goes into my in. It's gonna go through all this tank. It's gonna come in the out. It's gonna go into this tank, and then it's gonna come out into my holding tank. All right. So that's what I'm saying. You want to make sure you're not mixing these up. You don't want to put this hose in the out and then this in the in, and then now you're just doing, you know, you're doing more harm than good. For the thoroughness of this video, I want to just go over this. So you have all these fittings right here. You want to make sure when you put these fittings on that they're nice and tight, that they have the Teflon tape. You don't want to be having all this leaking everywhere. A couple of drops is okay. Sometimes, you know, it's going to be kind of difficult to have it be exactly dry. We do have some drops happening here and there. When you're coming out, okay, this little piece right here is actually pre-built. It's called the manifold, and this is actually from AM Pressure Washing, okay, to this blue hose right here. So he gives you, which I'll show you in the other van, he gives you this manifold right here. This piece right here to this yellow hose is what I use for my water-fed brush. The pressure that comes in through here, that's built up through these tanks and comes out of this out, is what feeds my water-fed brush. Okay, that same pressure. Obviously what's coming out is DI water. So all I would have to do is I'd come over here, I'd close this valve. Okay, and there's a valve right here. I'll show you in the other van as well. I'll close that off to the holding tank. I'd come here, I'd open this valve, and then now I'm gonna get water coming this way down this hose into my water-fed brush. What do I use my water-fed brush, which is this yellow one right here? This guy, I use it for windows, okay? So I use water-fed brush for windows. Many of you, and by all means, I've never said no, you can also use a water-fed brush for cleaning panels. If that's the case, this is what you would be doing right here. You don't need the pressure washer when you're using water-fed. All you're using is a pressure from the house. And when you're done with using the water-fed brush, you're gonna close this. You're gonna open again the valve to the holding tank, which is right over here. And then now, every time water comes in, it's gonna be feeding this tank, okay? So I hope that was thorough enough with this DI tanks, with this whole setup right here. Like I said, reach out to your local water treating facility and see what their prices are, and we'll go from there. All right, fellas, so we're now in the new van, extremely brand new. I literally just got this bad boy 2 days ago from filming this video, all right? So you guys are seeing a brand new skid. It hasn't even been used yet. We've only tested it out. Mark, every time he sells used skid, he'll do a quick test, making sure everything, flows properly, make sure everything works properly. As I was showing you in the other video, in the other van, Mark gives you a pre-built manifold for your water-fed brush, okay? So this is what connects right here to the DI tanks, giving you the out of the DI tanks, and then to your water-fed brush or to the holding tank. Okay, here was the valve that I was talking to you about. So you remember, you're gonna turn this valve off, you're gonna open this valve, you'll get water to the water-fed brush. When you're done, you're gonna close this valve, and then you're gonna open this one, and then now you're getting water into the holding tank. This is exactly what you're gonna be getting from Mark. It's really simple, it's really plug and play, it's really something that I like. I'm able to go to him like I just did 2 days ago, and then boom, it's in here, we're ready to rock and roll. Today, I can clean panels if I wanted to with this thing. This is what's called the 5.0 from Mark. It's called the 5.0 because it's his biggest package that he offers. He offers 2 reels with 300 feet of hose on each reel. He offers obviously 2 pressure washer guns that come on both sides, and he offers 2 pressure washers, okay? I choose this one as well because I always like having that plan B. I always like having that what if moment. I'm covered if I get that what if moment, okay? If one pressure washer for whatever reason fails on me or just has a bad day, I have a second pressure washer. And if I get those big jobs like I did at the school, I'm able to use 2 pressure washers at the same time, meaning I can use 2 brushes at the same time and clean carports that much faster. This tank has what's called a float valve, okay, or float switch. So when the water comes from the DI tanks into this holding tank, think of your toilet, okay? There's a valve in the inside that floats, and when the water reaches that valve, it's gonna automatically shut off the DI water so that this tank doesn't start over flooding, okay? And I'm getting all this water everywhere. And then to this one right here, this is where you're gonna get the water from the tank for this guy, and then this guy right here is where you're gonna get the water to the tank. So you always wanna make sure that these valves are open, that way they're constantly getting water from this holding tank. Other than that, that was pretty much what I wanted to go over. I know, like I said, this video was strictly for a comment that was requested. I hope that I was thorough enough to show you guys exactly, what I have, what I use.
So Edgar, people are gonna wonder, how much does this cost, man? An arm and a leg?
I think 2 arms and 2 legs, man. So like I said in the beginning of this, or at the middle of this video a little while ago, this is Mark's biggest package. This is Mark's biggest deal. This one right here, it runs at around, I believe it's like 6,900 bucks. Okay, so close to 7 grand, but you're getting two of these things. You're plus getting the holding tank, right? And then now I'm gonna go and get my DI tanks. Mark as well does rent DI tanks, but I'm not local to Mark. He's in Lake Elsinore. So if any of you that are in LA, like Elsinore, I don't know, Rancho Cucamonga, all those cities right there, and you guys are local to Mark, you guys can rent DI tanks from him. But since I'm 6 hours away from him, I don't rent tanks from him. But yeah, so this right here is around 7 grand. He does have what's called the 4.0. A 4.0 is strictly half of this. It's 1 reel, 1 pressure washer, and your tank. And then he also has a 3.0. 3.0 is actually gonna be a lot smaller, the way it fits, and also a smaller tank, I believe. Don't hold me to that. Reach out to Mark if you guys have questions and you wanna see those 3 options. But just like everything else, the 3.0 is, the starting cost. It's a lot lower. Then it goes more expensive to a 4.0. Then it goes to the 5.0, which is this, which is gonna be your most expensive. These are investments, okay? You guys are saying, how do I go from that 5.0, which I have in that van, to this one? It's all about just investing. It's all about just putting the money back into the business. That way I'm able to continue to grow, and I'm able to continue to do bigger and do better things. I see myself, you know, getting a lot more skids, getting a lot more vans. So I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate, you know, I appreciate the comment. This, like I said, this all went back to the comments. So definitely drop the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what videos you have in mind and what you want to see. That way I can deliver that for you. So as always though, if you're in the Santa Clara County, if you're in the Sacramento County, bits of Hollister and also bits of Salinas, if you guys need a quote, if you have any pigeon problems, if you're just not having the right production come out of your solar panels, and want to maintain the longevity of these solar panels, just like everything else, you have to do maintenance, okay? We have to get oil changes on these vans. We have to go to the dentist every 6 months for preventative maintenance. We have to do our physical checkups with the doctors. All these things, both technological, you know, mechanical, require maintenance. We require maintenance. Solar panels are going to require maintenance, okay? The rain does not clean your solar panels, just like mouthwash does not clean your teeth, okay? You have to go in there, you have to scrub, you have to get a brush to manually scrub both your teeth and the solar panels, all right? So again, thank you. If you have any comments, drop them in the comments. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. As always, if you need any more help with guidance, and if you just have questions that you need help with for all you other solar panel cleaners or just other entrepreneurs that, you know, want some help, in the description below, there's a Clarity link, all right, to a website, and this website is what helps me schedule consultation calls with you, okay? So go on this website, you'll pick 3 times, you'll send them over to me, and then I will either pick one of those 3 times or I'll shoot you over different 3 times, and we'll go from there and we'll talk it out and I'll answer all your questions. So just pay attention to that description, just click on the Clarity link, that way we can talk and we can just definitely help you grow and get bigger and better. So thank you so much for watching. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.